not talking, not communication.
Oh, I think we lost the shin guard.
We did. When that sub Virginia Blake can come in and create some opportunities. Oh, and just what a great save. What a great save by UNCW's goalie. I mean, just errors galore. No, I'm sorry, no. No, I don't agree with that call at all. Her body was just in the way. Incredible run by number 21, Virginia Blake. That power sub just tripped up at the top of the block and offsides, but kept and held. That offsides flag still up, though. A little too easy, in fact, for what I've seen of this NC State team. UNCW trying to make goes off of the side. Such a great idea. NC State with another opportunity goes off the side of the net. Again, one of those things where she would have just been 3 feet to her left, that would have gone straight in the back of the net. And then a beautiful opportunity, beautiful throw in. Tries to duke it out, passes to number 4. And just again in the back of the net, great opportunity. That was taken by Millie Bliven. UNCW is trying to take it quickly, though, to create a goal-scoring opportunity, maybe catch NC State in a bad place. Surprised that wasn't called. That was definitely a push down by NC State for UNCW. And that's game here at Miller Field. NC State wins that one 2-0.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Miller Field for another Quidditch game here for the NC State Wolfpack as they take on the UNCW Seahawks. Both teams coming off of wins in their previous games today. Andre, my name is Adam Oberg, joined along Andre Corbett once again. Andre, what are your goals for the game?
Well, I'm not playing in the game, so I have no goal. But I would like to see the same amount of intensity we saw in the last game. So just a lot of intensity, a lot of endurance, a lot of good scoring as well. That's one reason the Wolfpack pulled out the victory against UNCG. They just kept scoring, and they're very aggressive with getting the snitch as well.
Like I said, both teams coming off wins. Both wins coming on the snitch grab at the end by the Seekers. The Wolfpack won with Michael Brown grabbing the snitch, ending that game 190-130, we believe. And as we get ready here, both teams line up on their own goal side, and they're off. Probably the most interesting aspect of the game is the start, as both teams rush the middle. The ref blows it dead. Broom's on the deck.
Yeah, and you also have to think about the UNCW's coming in with fresh legs. I mean, NC State just came off of a victory just now, so we'll have to see if they can hold up or if that fatigue will get to them.
Referee pulls out a blue card. We are absolutely unaware what that is. Yeah, not really sure what happened there. Did you see what happened? They're changing out the. I can't tell.
No, I didn't see anything. I didn't see exactly what happened. Okay. So a brief pause in the action here while they figure out what's going on the field. So brooms are back up, so they're getting ready to restart the game, and here they go.
Number 21 calling. One ref called it good, one ref called it bad. They might want to talk that one out. I guess they're not. Seahawks on offense. Let's see what they do here on their first offensive possession. We have the roster for the Seahawks?
Absolutely.
We do, that's good. Good hit there by State. Number 26 recovers it for the Wolfpack. As he makes his way forward, swings it to, turns it over actually.
So let's see, that's number 7, Ty, playing keeper with the quaffle right now for the UNCW Seahawks.
Still scoreless here in the first couple of minutes. Confused what the Seahawks were doing there.
Ball picked up by number 20 of the Wolfpack. Passed over to Colin, number 21.
Colin, one of the best players on the team last game at least, scoring, I think, over 3 goals.
And Ty, number 7 of the Seahawks, running down the field.
Gets tackled, doesn't matter, scores anyway. Score for the Seahawks.
Ty goes by Ty Spice during the game.
Ty Spice with the sauce.
Nice.
Juking all our defenders.
That's one thing you never lack in Quidditch. Definitely some interesting names out here.
Except for Colin. Does Colin have a nickname?
No nickname for Colin, just number 21.
As he shoots, he gets hit by the beater, making him go back to his own goal. Seahawks recover the quaffle, setting up their offense. Big tackle there. Doesn't matter. Actually, it does get taken down.
Noah Winberry takes down the keeper for the Seahawks.
Colin picks it up. It's a full-on sprint, gets hit from behind. What a great play there by the Seahawk beaters. Looked like it was going to be an easy score for Colin. Seahawks setting up again, up 10-0.
Ball currently held by number 0. Or quaffle currently held by
Gets
number
knocked
0.
down. Lots of beater action there.
Dylan D-Dog. Quaffle's back in the hands of Noah Winberry, number 26 of the Wolfpack.
And he trucks the defender, number 75, and misses it.
Nice play, though. Too bad he couldn't capitalize on that.
20 for State, throws it away. Back to number 7 for the Seahawks. Like in the game earlier, the keepers seem to be the leaders of each of these teams.
And you have to love the fight in Alyssa Hapeman in number 20.
Big headshot there, number 50 for the Seahawks.
Oh, and Colin scores.
Making it 10-10.
Number 21 of the Wolfpack making the plays once again this game, just like in the last game against UNCG.
Even though these games have no impact on regional or national standings, both teams definitely practicing for the nationals coming up later in the year.
And you got to love the aggression you're seeing here, Adam. I mean, they want to go into the tournament with wins. They want to go in on a high. Even though they're only exhibition matches, they want that morale.
They're definitely not holding back. Number 0 for the Seahawks, having to drop the ball.
Number 20, Alyssa Hateman.
Nice pass backwards to number 8. Trucks the defender.
James Hall for the goal.
Scores. Might have trucked his own player there.
Yeah, the big fella shows no qualms about running up and getting that score.
Making it 20-10 in favor of the Wolfpack. Good passing by the Seahawks. Never mind. Thrown away. Recovered by number 20.
Alyssa Hateman once again with the quaffle. Man, I love watching her play. She's really being aggressive going after that quaffle.
Look at number 8 with the aggressive. He has 5 people guarding him. Still scored.
James,
the ref might have waved it off. Brooms
James
down.
Hall just playing really hard today.
Brooms down again. Ref might have waved it dead. Calling interference. What do do you think about that strategy, Andre, taking on 5 defenders?
Well, I think you have to.
At
When
once.
you have a big guy like James Hall, I mean, he just see how well he moves up and down the field too. You kind of have to get all your people on him because he's going to score regardless.
Really looks like he was hit by the bludger, having to reset, touching his goal post. Number 9 for the Seahawks now on the offense. Both beaters missing.
Oh, you see James Hall of the Wolfpack taking down number 9 of the Seahawks.
Didn't matter though as he swings it to number 7, the old goalie for the Seahawks, as he ties the game up 20-20.
Got to say, I mean, Hall definitely took down G-Stall, number 9 of the Seahawks, with a hard hit. That was very nice.
Definitely sets a little physical.
I think it's definitely setting the tone for the match
Right.
too. I mean,
that's the word I was looking for.
with the UNCG, we definitely didn't see this amount of like physical aggression from them.
Pass to the back post to number 20, turns it over. Might have been hit by the bludger. Excuse me.
Number 2 with possession of Quaffle of the
Doesn't
Seahawks.
have a headband on. Not really sure what his position is. I'm guessing he's a chaser. It is number 53. Beautiful run, scores for the Wolfpack
53, Travis Brown with the goal. Excellent.
with his little celebration, pumping his arm. Goes back on defense. That might have been his first goal of today. I'm not really sure. Definitely of this game.
I tell you what, Adam, though, the Wolfpack just seems to be dominating everybody they come across today. You got to wonder where the defense is going to pick in for the Seahawks, or kick in with it for the Seahawks.
Good block by the goalie.
Number 9, Alexander Hunter with the block. Hunter making his way down the field.
And he dunks it, knocking over the goal.
Knocks down the goal in the process, but he made sure they knew who he was today, that's for sure.
Kind of looked like Baby Shaq out there taking down the rim.
They're going to be having flashbacks of that dunk.
Stuff that nightmares are made of, right?
Absolutely. And I thought it was the
Seahawks
big guys you had to worry about.
back on offense. Shooting from distance, no good.
77.
Oh, when he shoots it from behind, missing it, I think. He does score from behind the goal. It looked to me like he was about 20 yards off.
And that was who, 77, I believe?
Yes.
Mr. Bobby the Bear.
Bobby the Bear with the goal, bringing the Seahawks 10 points closer to the Wolfpack. Still up 40-30. That's number 28. No, he's a beater. I can't really see who has the ball right now. It is number 9. He powers through, gets blocked right at the front of the rim. Good try there by number 9 for the Wolfpack.
Alexander Hunter. Very aggressive this whole game.
State back on defense.
Probably see the beaters pick up a bit more. They don't want Hunter dunking on them again. Posterizing them, I should say.
Definitely don't want to be on that highlight.
Oh, nice catch by Alexander Hunter of the Wolfpack. Making his way down the field.
A little dodgeball there too. Hunter, all the way in, scores again. 50-30 in favor of the Wolfpack. What are your thoughts of Hunter so far this game, Andre?
If we had an MVP for this game thus far, he'd be it. I mean, we can't, I guess it's kind of premature to say, but I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing. The athleticism, the scoring, the playmaking. He's definitely leading this team right now. And even though they are exhausted from the previous game, he's definitely giving them that second wind. Okay, number 77 of the Seahawks with the quaffle. Bobby the Bear.
Halfway through the game, about 7 to 8 minutes until the snitch comes out.
Ty Spice with the goal, number 7 of the Seahawks.
Beautiful goal there, bringing them 10 points closer. Score right now 50-40 in favor of State. Looks like Colin will be checking in as our new keeper.
Got Robert Hall with possession of the quaffle right now.
Good passing by the Wolfpack. Backside, just misses it and gets hit by the bludger.
Just short. That's what you hate to see, Adam. You get all the way down to the goal, have it right there, and it just wouldn't go in.
I think that is why you see more and more players trying to dunk it through instead of throwing it. Number 9 for the Seahawks. Bad pass on the wide side.
Yeah, number 9, Casey, a.k.a. G-Stall, overthrows it.
G-Stall not that accurate with that pass. As the State will recover, go back on offense, taking their time now, being up by 10.
Now you see the playmaking coming into play. Hall kind of directing the team, positioning them up for a score, hopefully.
This kind of passing reminds me of water polo a little bit. And a good block by number 77 for the Seahawks.
That's going to be Bobby the Bear.
Bobby the Bear making his presence felt here at Miller Field. Let's see if the Seahawks can tie it up here on this possession.
Ty Spice with the ball once again, blocked.
Easily blocked by Colin, number 21.
You gotta admit, I mean, Colin is one heck of a keeper for them. Not only is he scoring, he's playing well on defense too.
Seen all keepers do well here. As Colin makes his way on offense, skipping around, calling for help. Bad pass. Wolfpack retreats. Back on defense.
I think that was I think this was a pretty decent play though. I mean, instead of getting put inactive and running back to your goal, you could actually just throw it out of bounds. So.
Seahawks will set up once again. They do look a little tired to me.
Which team are you referring to?
Seahawks, just walking the ball up.
Yeah, they don't seem to be playing with the same intensity as the Wolfpack, but again, I think the Wolfpack has something to prove in the fact they just came off a victory.
And another score for the Seahawks. Tying it up at 50 apiece. Wolfpack setting back up.
Oh, looking for the open person.
That was sort of an alley-oop tap-in.
Yeah, he tossed it over to Travis Brown, number 53, who got the score.
Good chemistry between the two players there.
And I think it goes back to that practice you were talking about earlier in the previous game, Adam, where they practice, what you said, 3 times a week? You can really build that chemistry off of that. Just running through plays together.
Haven't seen that yet in these games so far. A little alley-oop assist. Colin with another grab. Seahawks trying to take it out of his arms unsuccessfully. Let's see if he just takes off or waits for his offense to set up.
And you have the beaters creating some space for them to create, for the Wolfpack to create the offense.
Missed by Colin, shoots from deep. Seahawks strategizing. The beaters trying to get the bludgers out of the other beaters' hands unsuccessfully. And And once again, Andre, we have a close game where looks like snitch play might be the reason the team wins out here.
And it looks like Bobby the Bear just scored. Is that correct, Adam?
I honestly didn't see his number, but the game is tied 60-60. Colin on offense gets beat down as he sprints back on defense.
Seahawks back with possession of the Quaffle. Back in possession of number 7, Ty Spice.
Ty Spice passes it to D-Dog, number 0. D-Dog with the ball. Throws it cross goal unsuccessfully. Recovered by number 18, diving for the loose fumble for the Wolfpack. That was
18, Emily Hill.
Emily Hill with the dive. Refs blowing it dead. Don't really know what happened there.
Yeah, so we do have a brief pause in the game while we all try to figure out what's going on along with the team themselves.
Somebody just got a yellow card.
Yeah, I definitely understand wanting to play very aggressive in this kind of game, but you don't want to go too far to where someone gets injured or hurt or something worse.
Emily Hill with good hustle right there on the near the Wolfpack bench or sideline. Beautiful weather for some Quidditch today, Andre.
Yeah, gotta love the cloudy skies. But overall, it is feeling pretty warm and everything. I know, especially attending the rugby match last weekend, it's very cold. You can only imagine how that impacted the players.
Definitely nice not to have your winter jacket on.
Yeah.
Here on the sidelines. That was number 0, D-Dog, with the miss. Possession goes back to the Wolfpack.
Seems a bit frustrated that he overthrew it. And Noah Winberry, number 26 of the Wolfpack, with possession of the Quaffle.
Not really sure if the Seahawks drove up to Raleigh this morning, but they do have a little tired legs, it looks like.
Absolutely.
2.5 hour drive.
And then number 9, Alexander Hunter of the Wolfpack with the Quaffle once again.
And it looks like the snitch is making his way onto the field. This guy a little smaller than the last one.
Yeah, but what you trade in for size, you get back in speed. I know the Wolfpack went pretty small in the last match, try to counteract that strength with hopefully a faster person, but now we'll have to keep up with somebody their own speed.
Let's see if this snitch has a different approach, whether he'll be running around or he'll try to wrestle down the Seekers.
I'm hoping to see a bit more movement. I don't think the last snitch had to move around as much because he was so big. He can kind of fight everybody off.
Five seconds till the Seekers come out onto the field. And they're off. Our Seeker automatically gets hit by a bludger. Some strategy there by the Seahawks.
Number 2. Oh.
Headshot by number 24 for the Wolfpack.
And a Seeker for the Seahawks is going to be John, a.k.a. Lounge, number 2. And then we got Michael Brown in the game as the Seeker for NC State once again, leader of the Wolfpack team.
Game is tied 60-60. First team to grab the snitch right now will win. Excuse me, Wolfpack just scored, making it 70-60.
Both Seekers just hit by beaters, and they're making their way back into the game now to try to go back after the snitch.
Lots of strategy here as we have some beater on beater, Seeker on snitch, and Seeker on Seeker action.
Now we have the Seekers. We have NC State's Seeker holding off with the Seahawks Seeker moving in.
And the Seahawks do tie up the game with the Quaffle, making it 70-70.
And it looks like Michael is just going to let the Seahawks seeker kind of tire down the snitch before he moves in.
Interesting strategy. It looks like State does have one beater.
Michael being very aggressive in trying to get the snitch, and now he's letting the snitch use him for defense, trying to create some separation space so that he can go after the snitch himself.
The Wolfpack beater having no problem hitting the Seahawks seeker. It looks like another goal for the Seahawks, making it 80-70.
You still see the snitch holding Michael down on the ground, trying to battle his way back up to get leverage.
Interesting strategy. Maybe he can reach between his legs and grab that snitch.
Oh, he just tried the reach around to grab the snitch.
The Seahawks seeker almost grabbing that snitch.
Yeah, I definitely appreciated the fact that Michael was keeping him busy to run after it.
That's another strategy, Andre. Having the other guy wrestle and sneak from behind and grab that snitch while he's not paying attention.
They let the snitch reconvene so that he can get back into position, and now they're back at it. And then you have Randolph just playing enforcer once again for Michael Brown, just so he can go ahead and get the space he needs to get that snitch.
Another great takedown by the snitch on Michael Brown. Looking to reach between his legs again.
Reaching right over him for it. Michael's headband and his, he throws away his cap, his seeker cap. It's good. Michael did get some time to rest and recover from the last game, so now he's coming out fully energized. And speaking of energized, now he's looks like he might be switching out, possibly.
No, I think the snitch actually took the broom from under his legs, causing him having to back to his goalpost to reset. Meanwhile, the Seahawks still scoring. Score 100-80 right now.
Now you see some of the movement on the part of the snitch, where you didn't really see that in the last match. I think he decided he can't sit there and fight him off at the same time in one spot anymore.
The snitch switching sides. Field. I kind of like having him on our side of the field, but it's okay.
Yeah, I think he is part of the strategy, keep them moving. That way he can kind of tire them out a little bit too, just as much as he's tired. And Randolph, Nick Alpha is what he likes to be called, playing the enforcer role like I mentioned before. He's definitely a very good player. You see him playing a lot of good defense on Michael's behalf.
The score is still 100-80 in favor of the Seahawks. You would have to imagine if the Seahawks score here, you definitely want to get that snitch.
Snitch
tying the game up, forcing it to go to overtime.
Snitch moving to the other side of the field. We have Joshua Peck of the Wolfpack coming in, playing seeker now.
Joshua Peck almost ended the game last game against the Spartans.
Yeah, he just couldn't hold on to the snitch once he had it. You have to actually hold on to the snitch once you retrieve it in order for it to be a valid 30 points.
Looks like Joshua Peck is taking the same approach, laying on the ground and sneaking from between the legs and grab that tennis ball.
Oh, my apologies, not Joshua Peck. That is Nathan Reed. I just saw the 9. I thought it was Joshua Peck. But that's Nathan Reed of the Wolfpack, who's playing seeker right now.
The score on the field is 110-90.
And the snitch is repositioning himself.
Let's see if he switches sides again. As Colin drives through, misses.
Oh, and Snitch tackles him to the ground. Tackles Nathan Reed.
Let's see if they can catch up right here.
Oh,
almost grabbed by number 9.
Seahawks seeker almost had it. That's Casey, a.k.a. G-Stall.
Tennis ball knocked down from the snitch.
And then you do have G-Stall being the bigger guy here, so you got to wonder if that might play a factor in him trying to retrieve the snitch. He's about the same size as the snitch. Oh, G-Stall going back to his goal after being hit by one of the beaters. Reed back in the game, going after that snitch again. Randolph kind of keeping G-Stall at bay, giving Reed enough time to try to go after that snitch. You have to wonder if he's just trying to buy time to get the one-handed positioning for the snitch, where after a certain amount of time, the snitch will have to put one hand behind his back or in his pocket.
Lots of good action here. The Seahawks seeker almost grabs the ball, gets hit by the bludger right before.
G-Stall getting closer and closer to getting that snitch. You have to wonder if Zach can't be everywhere at once, but you have to wonder what's going to happen with that.
Meanwhile, the Wolfpack score with the quaffle, making it 110 to, I think, 110.
Reed keeping the snitch busy, with giving G-Stall a chance to always keep sneaking up on him, trying to grab that snitch.
Excuse me, the score is 110 to 100. Snitch getting a little break here.
And usually the seeker snitch matchups seem to devolve into more of a wrestling match, as far as trying to get the strength advantage and the speed advantage on one another. So no, it looks like you don't just have the basketball and the rugby aspects of it. You've also got, of course, the wrestling aspect as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of grappling going on. I guess as a seeker, if you're a good martial artist, that could come to a definite advantage.
Yeah.
The only difference is you have to hold a broom between your legs.
And that's where the snitch does have that advantage, being able to use two hands.
Right. The seeker is unable to fight back other than attempting to go for the snitch.
And you see G-Stall making his way up towards the snitch, kind of positioning himself to get the best angle. He knows that the snitch can see him coming up. He's waiting for the right opportunity to move in and possibly steal some points from the Wolfpack by getting that snitch.
The way the snitch is manhandling our seeker, it kind of makes you think if he has some background in martial arts. Near miss by the Wolfpack with a quaffle by number 74.
Snitch.
New goalie in the game for the Wolfpack. Snitch switching sides again.
He looks like he's getting really tired. He's trying to tire them out too, but he's like he's kind of winded.
Looks like Colin is back on the field as the seeker. Wraparound technique doesn't work. Taken down. Let's hope he doesn't dislocate his shoulder here.
And that's what you're seeing. Oh, the snitch took his broomstick, so he has to go back to the goal.
Randolph back on defense.
I haven't seen much action from the Seahawks seeker as of late. Oh, he's going in again to try to steal the snitch right off of him.
A little frustration there.
Grab the bar at the snitch.
And it does look like the Seahawks scored again, making it 130 to 100. If the Seahawks get the snitch here, the game will be over.
Seahawks seeker was being pretty aggressive just now, trying to get that. Now Colin back in it, trying to get the ball at the snitch.
Wolfpack in need of the snitch to tie the game and force it to overtime. Unsuccessful.
Colin's getting really close to grabbing. Oh.
Looks like he might have been hit.
Gotta be careful with those balls.
And a snag by the Seahawks, ending the game.
Number 9, Casey G-Stall grabbing the snitch.
The ref calling a quick timeout. and that is game. Seahawks win the game 160 to 100. Beautiful snag by number 9, the seeker for the Seahawks.
Jay Stahl.
And that will do it for the Wolfpack, ending today with a 1-1 record.
And they played so hard, too. You have to feel for the Wolfpack. They had a good game. Most of the game, they were playing really well. So at this point, they're just happy to walk away with the win. According to their team and captain, Michael. They're happy to leave with a win today.
Great effort by both teams.
Yeah, but it was very smart strategy by G-Stall, just kind of letting the Wolfpack seeker wear the snitch down. So he could come in and just grab that snitch. He tried it a few different times. It paid off for him this time.
As both teams huddle up there for the last time. We'll be right back here on Miller Field with an interview with one of the players here on PackTV.
We'll see you soon.
Taking it down the field, utilizing his speed and his size against the Duke defense. And just shot goes just wide. Oh no, nasty hit taken by number 15. Patrick Bailey just goes off. Oh, save.
Beautiful save. Still got a pass off.
A great pass here. We got a shot on goal.
And that's 1-0.
That's in the back.
Anyone can fall victim to moving fraud. Know your rights and responsibilities.
We had really signed off on a price, and that was about it.
Without a signed written estimate, movers may try to charge more.
They were charging us now $2,000 instead of the agreed upon $900.
And may hold your items hostage until you pay.
Not only had they roughly handled or mishandled, it seemed like they had purposely destroyed things.
Visit protectyourmove.gov to download a free moving fraud prevention guide. Search for registered movers and view their complaint histories. Move with confidence.
While most contraceptives are highly effective at preventing unwanted pregnancies, there is one foolproof method. Pairing socks with sandals has been scientifically proven to prevent pregnancy by deterring any contact with the opposite sex.
Dad, we're grown adults now. Isn't it a little late to be having the talk or whatever this is?
I know what you're thinking. What is international action star Ed Begley Jr. doing talking to his blossoming children about sex? Well, as a matter of fact, I'm saving the world.
You said that we had to come home for an emergency.
Do you know that one of the biggest threats to wildlife and their habitats is rapid human population growth?
Please tell me you're done now.
Do your part by showing young lovers all the tools they need to avoid intimate moments altogether.
You don't have to sit through Ed Begley Jr.'s sex talk to save wildlife. Just use contraception, support reproductive rights, and speak up for sex ed in schools.
Well, that's way better.
Find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
This university is on a march to achieve our full potential.
We help empower each other to dream big and do big.
Our students are in a position to point to specific projects that they did in the real world, and that sets them apart.
Companies want to hire NC State students.
We're going to find solutions to some of the big problems and challenges.
It's in the DNA of the place. We're here to think and do the extraordinary.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
This university is on a march to achieve our full potential.
We help empower each other to dream big and do big.
Our students are in a position to point to specific projects that they did in the real world, and that sets them apart.
Companies want to hire NC State students.
We're going to find solutions to some of the big problems and challenges.
It's in the DNA of the place. We're here to think and do the extraordinary.
We farm about 3,500 acres. There's pipelines everywhere. The contractor working on my property did not have the lines located before he began work, and it resulted on a strike on a natural gas pipeline. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but it could have been much worse. Calling 811 or visiting clickbeforeyoudig.com in the U.S. only takes minutes to do, and it can save your life.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Hello, thank you for joining us here at Miller Field. This is Andre Corbett, your color commentator, where we just saw the Wolfpack Quidditch team take on both UNCG and UNCW. They came off a victory off of UNCG, and now they just had a crushing defeat to UNCW. So I have with me the leader of the Wolfpack squad, Michael Brown. I'm going to talk to him a little about the game we just saw. So Michael, what happened? Your team was kind of leading against UNCW. Where did that defensive breakdown kind of happen?
Well, first off, I wouldn't quite call it a crushing defeat. It was crushing morally, but all in all, it was a really close game. It all came down to the snitch catch, which decides a lot of close games. Our team did not capitalize. I'd say we started to lose control when our beaters started focusing on the seeker play a bit too much. It's always important to focus on seeker play, but we were starting to allow too many run-throughs, so we weren't able to play the main game well enough, and so we were starting to get scored on, lost our lead, and things sort of fell apart from there. Ultimately, it came down to our seeker really terrorizing their snitch, or the snitch, but unfortunately he was doing so good he distracted the snitch, allowing the other team's seeker to come pull him pretty quick.
Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed a lot during the game, especially when the seekers were out. The KCG stall for number 9 of the Seahawks, he would just kind of hold off and let you guys kind of handle that. How do you kind of combat a strategy like that where you're trying to aggressively get the snitch, but you have him over here kind of waiting off to the side for that?
Well, you just gotta catch it, but a lot of it's also letting the snitch know, hey, I'm going for you, obviously, but just so you know there's someone over there. And in some cases, what I'm going to work with my seekers on is being like, hey, I know I can't get it right now. I know that guy's right behind him, able to make a nice quick grab. If I'd be like, hey, I'm going to step back to let you deal with him, then that's usually a pretty good strategy for, preventing that catch from happening. Because ultimately our goal is not to let that catch happen. So if we can just, avoid them from having an easy opportunity, we'll do better. As sort of me and you discussed, I assumed not on camera beforehand for the game, was the active defensive seeking even when you're up. So we didn't have our seekers defending against the other team's seekers well enough. We were going all out on offense, trying to end the game quick, when in that opportunity it probably would have better to focus more defensively.
Yeah, and when I said crushing before, I didn't mean like so much as like you guys are blown out. It's been like kind of soul sucking because you were so close to the victory. But also I want to ask you guys too, what do you think is the biggest difference between your game in UNCG and your game with UNCW?
I think they were actually pretty similar. The biggest thing came down to, honestly, probably seeker play. The snitch makes a huge difference. We dealt with 2 very different types of snitches today, and it was not in our favor that time. but mostly came down to our seekers not doing as well as we'd hoped. Both opportunities, we had our team play very well on the quaffle and bludger sides of the ball, and it just came to us not making the final catch. So if we can just make sure our seekers are getting better at the catch, better at being intelligent around the snitch rather than just aggressive and physical, then we should see improvement as championships approach.
Okay. Well, I think one thing we did see was from a lot of your keepers, as far as Hunter, number 9, I think, for your team. And then also we saw Colin, number, I think it was 21. They definitely played very aggressive. They definitely were leading the team, making a lot of plays, and just getting a lot of goals for the Wolfpack. How do you see them making an impact in your tournament chances?
I think they're going to help lead us there. They are definitely leaders on offense. Colin's a sophomore, and Hunter, Alex, he is just a freshman. So they're going to be very vital to our team moving forward. Right now, they're moving with the proper amount of physicality, and they're passing pretty well. If we can get their awareness up just a little bit and make our passes cleaner, make their targets able to catch better, I think we have a very good chance of making a pretty good run this year.
All right, and what's next for the Wolfpack?
We got 2 more games today, one against VT and one against App State. That should both be pretty interesting. We're currently 1-1 on the season with VT, 1-0 on the season with App, so it should be a fun day.
All right, and so thank you for joining us here, Michael. We definitely saw some great action here today, some great games. We saw you pull out the victory, and hopefully we'll see many more victories in the future of the Wolfpack Quidditch team.
I hope so.
Yeah, I was.
We didn't know